Today, we're going to talk about a topic that really hits close to home for so many people. Why do good, kind, and caring people so often end up in toxic relationships? Why is it that those who know how to love with all their heart are usually the ones who choose people who either can't or simply don't want to love them back? I want to tell you a real story about a girl named Mary. Mary was always the kind of person everyone could rely on. Since childhood, she had been used to helping others. At school, she collected money for classmates' gifts. At home, she supported her mom when she came home tired from work. And among friends, she was loved because she knew how to listen sincerely and find the right words. She never raised her voice, even when she was deeply hurt or in pain. But in her personal life, the same painful pattern kept repeating itself. She fell in love very quickly. As soon as a man showed her even a little attention, her heart would melt. She was especially drawn to those who were cold, inconsistent, or had a slight touch of cruelty. Her friends warned her more than once, "Mary, look at him carefully, he's using you." But she would just smile and reply, "But he's so interesting and deep. I'm sure he'll change with me." For almost 2 years, Mary dated a guy named Ethan. At first, everything felt like a real fairy tale. He knew how to court beautifully. He brought her bouquets of wildflowers he had picked himself, wrote long messages at night, and took her on spontaneous walks along the rooftops of old buildings, where they sat, looked at the stars, and talked about everything in the world. Mary felt truly special and loved. But after just a couple of months, the mask began to slip. Ethan could suddenly disappear for 3 or 4 days without a single message. Mary would text him, call him, and lie awake at night worrying. But when he finally showed up, he would calmly say, "I was just busy. Don't you trust me now?" She tolerated it all. She tolerated his sudden mood swings. One day he was tender and attentive, the next he could stay silent for hours or suddenly yell over some small thing. Once they went to a cafe to celebrate her birthday. Mary had spent a long time choosing a beautiful dress and doing her hair, but Ethan spent the whole evening staring at his phone, barely talking to her, and then dropped the line, "Why did you dress up so much? You look the same as always." She swallowed the lump in her throat, smiled, and said, "It's okay. The main thing is that we're together." There were other painful moments too. Ethan could openly flirt with waitresses or his exes right in front of her, then accuse Mary of being jealous. "You're too possessive. Normal girls don't react like that." She canceled plans with her best friend because Ethan suddenly needed her. She gave up her favorite dance classes and painting courses because he said those activities took too much of our time. One of the hardest episodes happened on a cold winter night. They had an argument over nothing. Ethan lost his temper, yelled at her loudly, slammed the door so hard the window shook, and left, leaving Mary alone in the cold apartment. She sat on the floor, hugging her knees, and cried for several hours. Then she was the one who texted him first. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you." Every time, Mary found excuses for him. He had a difficult childhood. He just doesn't know how to show his feelings. If I'm even more patient and kind, he'll see how much I love him and everything will change. She sincerely believed her love could fix a person. But one late evening, Mary sat alone in the kitchen. Her cup of tea had gone cold long ago. Tears quietly rolled down her cheeks. For the first time, she asked herself the real, honest question out loud. Why am I putting up with all of this? Why am I ready to give away all my time, energy, and self-respect just so he stays and loves me even a little? In that moment, a deep realization hit her. She wasn't enduring it because her love for him was so strong. She was enduring it because deep inside there was a big fear. If I stop being convenient, good, patient, and always understanding, no one will ever love me. Her kindness, which had always been her greatest strength, had slowly turned into a trap for herself. Mary realized she had learned how to love others without conditions, but she had completely forgotten how to love and protect herself. The next day, she packed her things and left. Ethan started bombarding her with calls and long messages. "I'll change. I need you. I can't live without you." Her friends called and tried to persuade her. "Mary, maybe give him one more chance. You've invested so much in this relationship." But this time, she firmly said no. The first few weeks were very hard. There were sleepless nights when she doubted herself and wanted to go back. There were days when she felt lonely and worthless. But gradually, Mary began to rebuild her life. She started meeting her friends again. They went to their favorite cafe, laughed until tears came, and talked about everything. She returned to dance classes and for the first time in a long while felt her body alive to the music. She signed up for painting courses and created her first big painting, a bright forest at sunset, full of light and warmth. She even adopted a little ginger kitten named Sunny, who now greeted her after work with loud purring and warm cuddles. Most importantly, Mary learned to set clear boundaries. Now, if someone started speaking to her disrespectfully or demanding too much, she calmly said no and walked away without feeling guilty. She understood that true kindness should not destroy a person from within. Today, Mary is a completely different woman. She is still kind, caring, and empathetic, but now her kindness no longer makes her a victim. She has learned to love herself as deeply and sincerely as she once loved others. And you know what? Healthy, real relationships started appearing in her life naturally because she no longer settled for crumbs of attention or tolerated disrespect. And now I want each of you to pause for a moment and ask yourself one honest, perhaps very uncomfortable question. What am I willing to endure just to be loved? If the answer scares you or makes your chest feel heavy, that's okay. That fear is actually the first real step towards change. If this story resonated with you, if you recognized yourself or someone close in Mary, write one simple word in the comments: resonated. I will read every single comment. Take care of yourself, take care of your heart, and remember, you deserve love that does not require you to suffer.